Faculty development site has moved to Canvas. This is where you will now do your professional development plan and submit it, and as well when you want to apply for a 12-hour faculty learning fellowship in FLF. This is where you'll apply. You'll also find information about professional development travel. Some departments and colleges require more information on professional development leaves. There's information here, as well as standard information from the faculty guide and some other information about the BYU Idaho learning and teaching community. So it's all right here on your Canvas course. And the good news is everyone is automatically enrolled, and so you should have access to it when you go to your iLearn. First, let's look at the professional development plan and annual interview. Click on that, you'll see there's the template for your professional development plan and also information here for department chairs for the actual stewardship interview. This is where you can actually download the template, fill it out, and then go ahead and turn it in an assignment right here, just like you would as if you were a student in the class. Choose your file and upload it here, and your department chair will be notified that you've turned in your professional development plan. So just like that, no more trying to find where to submit this on Workday. So everyone's going to be happy about that. The next thing, which is the 12-hour faculty leave, the FLF. Most of the time, we don't think about this much until it's time to apply, and then we forget about it for the next few years. So if you're close to applying, and if you're about a little over a year, 3 semesters out from when you can take a leave, it's time to have a discussion with your department chair. Go ahead and click on here, and here is the information you're going to need. First, you read through and you see it's a professional development plan here that you can fill out. Of course, you've already done that with your department chair, but it's important that you put your FLF as part of your professional development plan. FLF applications are usually between 12 and 18 months in advance. Primary reason for that is so that you can make arrangements with your department to cover your classes while you're gone for a semester. So let's go ahead and click on the FLF application. You'll need to download this so you can fill it out on your own, and you can see the basics of it, all the basic information of when you want to do it, a title. This needs to be thought out carefully and discussed with your department chair. What is it that you're going to do? A deep background, description of the activity, and what are the measurable outcomes. Remember, as you're putting together your FLF application, typically it will go through your department chair, and then there's a college committee that will review all the applications. And your college typically has more of a background in your area of expertise. From there, it goes to the University Development Council, and that's made up of associate deans from colleges around the university. And we may not have a background in your area of expertise. So write your proposal with the thought that the people who are going to read it may not know much about your area of expertise, so you might need some explanation to help us out with that. A couple of things to consider here mentioned in the FLF application. So consider that strong FLF proposals include development in one or more of the following areas. That would be effective and progressive teaching, student success focused activities and involvement, currency in your discipline, citizenship and service, and curriculum development. So anything along those lines. Of course, it's going to vary from department to department and college to college on what those might be. Included also is how are you going to collaborate and share. Especially want you to share the information that you've learned over your leave, and then as specific a timeline as you can get. When you're 12 to 18 months out, you might not be able to put specific dates. However, you should have a pretty good idea, especially if you're traveling or visiting other places, where you're going to go, how long you're going to be there, and those kind of issues. Last is budget. This is a big deal, and just recently there was a change made. So each department has $2,200 per calendar year for our faculty members' professional development. And so that's allocated to your department, and each member can apply for that. So when it comes time for an FLF, you can apply for that. Now, if you work it out with your department, you can take the $2,200 from one year and the $2,200 from another year. So in other words, 1 year you wouldn't have used your funding, and use up to $4,400 for 1 calendar year. In addition, if you need extra finances, depending on what you're doing, then Thomas E. Ricks funds can give you up to $2,000. So there can be a total of up to $6,400 for your FLF. So we're going to close this out. Again, just like the other ones, when you want to submit your assignment, just go ahead and click on the assignment. Go ahead and upload your FLF application. And there you go, and submit your assignment. Feels just like a student. Once you're done, then you don't have to worry about it much unless you need to make some revisions. If you do, then there's a place to make some comments. If you go into the grades, you'll find there it is. So let's click on that. And there it is. You can click on it and review it if you want to. If there's some questions back and forth with the committee or department chair, they can add comments right here, and you can save those and give those back and forth. Another important part about this is now when it's time for you to report on your leave, then you come back here to the same place, your FLF, and we have some information. We would like just a short summary of your experience. The expectation is that you'll give much more of a report to your college or department to share what you did and what you learned. But for the University Development Committee, we just need to know that you've completed it and give us a short summary of your experience. So you can go ahead and click on this. It gives you some basic information and download it. And very short, a short summary of your experience submitted in the comments section of your FLF. In the summary, please document your accomplishments, the outcomes identified in your proposal, and any other thing that you feel like you should share with us. Again, a page should be just fine. Once you're done with that, same thing. Instead of going and submitting a new one here, what you want to do is go to the grades, and you'll find your 12-hour faculty learning fellowship. Go ahead and click on that. And over here is where you would add a comment. So we're going to go ahead and attach the file of your finished summary. So here's our 12-hour report application. Go ahead and attach that. Add a comment if you want to. Yay, here is my report. And go ahead and submit that. So there's a brief overview of the FLF application process and also how to submit your summary once you've completed it. When you come back to the home page, you'll see there's some other resources. If your leave involves some research that needs some human subject review from the IRB board, make sure you get the information here. That would be things like surveys or interviewing people where there might be some human subject things that need to be reviewed. Also, if you want to do some mentored student research, this obviously doesn't have to be part of an FLF, but if you've got students involved in some research, they do some great stuff, and you want to present their findings maybe at a conference, there are some funds available for mentored students research. And lastly, under professional development travel, this is something that always gets me because I don't travel that much. So every time I travel, I try to remember everything I'm supposed to do. So here's a quick reference guide. When it's time to travel, you can go through this area and see all the things you need to do in Beloved Workday. And once you go through this, it should be much easier for you to go ahead and submit your travel authorizations so you can travel those places that have been approved. Well, I hope this has been helpful as we transition to the new Canvas-based faculty development page. And if you have any feedback for us, please let us know. And in addition, please look for announcements that will come through Canvas. All right, we appreciate your time and wish you all the best in your faculty development.